Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you see that guy right there? Does he look like he's hit rock bottom? That's actually me. You're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation. Well, it all started with a post on TW200forum.com, and it was all downhill from there. Let's talk about boomers. No, not that kind. No, not that kind. There we go. This kind. So, I made this post on the off-topic part of the TW200 forum about how politics should be allowed in the off-topic section, and that to avoid politics was to avoid real life. And man, did I hurt some feelings. But not like I thought I would. I expected to hit post, get 2 replies about how politics are dead and Trump is an idiot, and then get banned. But that is not at all what happened. Instead, I triggered a lot of boomers. I couldn't believe how upset they got over a harmless little joke and a little pot stirring. And I think it's mostly because they don't really get the OK Boomer thing. They've probably only seen anything about it on that, what's it called, where there's this big box and it plugs into another big box, but this one has a screen on it, and then you pay a bunch of money every month, so then you can have ads beamed directly into your living room, like, all the time. TV, that's it. So, here's a TV report on a New York Times report about the OK Boomer meme.
Okay, Boomer.
Don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you. You're not a boomer. We're not even, there's no boomers around us right now. It's the millennials' newest clapback.
No, it's not.
Directed at baby boomers who've become indifferent, some say, about the concerns of younger generations. So this all started on the social media app TikTok.
No, it didn't.
And then it exploded into the meme of the moment.
Now, if you don't know anything about the New York Times, it used to be this thing where you would go out and buy like a big folder made out of this like thin stuff. I don't know what it was called, except that it looked a lot like toilet paper, but it didn't work well as toilet paper because it was already covered in shit. And then boomers would read it, but now they just watch TV instead. So the New York Times report is titled, OK Boomer marks the end of friendly generational relations, which is almost as misleading as the video title. OK Boomer becomes rallying cry for young people fed up with inequality, climate change. These are ridiculous titles, obviously meant to just stir the pot and get clicks for the videos and New York Times articles. They say it's the end of friendly generational relations, as if I was going to go see my grandma today, but instead I was just like, okay boomer, and then never talk to her again. And CBS News wants this to be about inequality and climate change when it clearly isn't. It's just because that's part of the narrative that they want to sell you. They're clearly just trying to play on the false idea that old people are greedy rich capitalists who don't care about the planet, and young people are all liberals in favor of wealth redistribution and climate change extremism. Let me tell you the truth. No, I have not deleted my grandma from my contacts, and yes, old people are more conservative than young people. But young people now are far, far more conservative than old people were when they were young. When you account for age, Generation Z, my generation, is probably the most conservative generation of all time, ever, anywhere. Boomers were never exposed to the hard truths or offensive things like us Zoomers are. That's Generation Z. Today, I can see anything from anyone, anytime, anywhere, straight from the source. Boomers, however, only got what was filtered through publishers and the media. Only now are they being exposed to the real world, and even worse, it's through sensationalist headlines and ridiculous news reports like this one. My interaction with the boomers on the TW200 forum was the same as every other conversation with almost any other boomers I've had in real life. Not all boomers, but most boomers. They don't want to have a conversation with me. They just want to tell me about how much better it was back in their day and how they've got it all figured out. They aren't really interested in debating anything because they've been around and they've seen a thing or two. Sorry, but just because you're old doesn't mean you're smarter than anyone else. I've met plenty of dumb old people just like I've met dumb young people. I don't say okay boomer to you just because I think all old people are dumb and irrelevant. It's because I think you are dumb and irrelevant, and you happen to be old too. When I called you weak for not allowing political discussion, I was hoping you would take offense to that, and then you'd get riled up to tell me about why you don't allow political discussions, and then we could talk about it, and then maybe we would both learn something. But instead, you just showed me why you don't allow political discussion, because you're scared of it, because you can't handle it, because you have low T. If you think it's pointless to talk politics, you are fooling yourself. Lots of people are willing to open up their minds and better themselves and learn something. You probably just can't change anyone's mind because you're boring and your ideas suck. I really didn't get the derogatory comments about me being full of testosterone. Being full of testosterone is a good thing. It's what makes you a man. Maybe that's why I'm so gung-ho to cross the river on my motorcycle and start trouble on a forum, and you old guys are so gung-ho to dismiss me and go back to your lazy boy to watch some Fox News or CNN or pop some Oxycontin and just die, whatever it is you guys do. You know, your day doesn't have to be over. It can still be your day. Just because you have low T doesn't mean you can't get excited about something. There's medicine for that, you know. And finally, to the guy who said my videos were boring and 4 times speed still wasn't fast enough. Congrats on being the only person in this whole thread to post anything resembling a rational thought. You're the man, Fred.